Over the last few months, we had a look at various camping platforms. Those were primarily for couples or solo travelers. What do you do if you have kids though? Welcome to Get Out Go, I'm Christoph. Join us at our favorite place, Botsalano Game Reserve, as we take a closer look at this Companion X, which has sort of brought us full circle as we used to own an old Companion. We also have a chat with somebody you might know that just had a baby to see what now.
Brought to you by Outdoor Campers. We're camping here for the next few days to check out this new Conqueror Companion X. Kenneth and his wife Ti are also joining us as they're testing out their new setup as well. This will prove to be a great little getaway, but let's start at the beginning. Botsalano Game Reserve is around a 4.5-hour drive from Johannesburg, and we're meeting Kenneth on the way.
So we've just caught up with Kenneth from Gunland Explores. If you regular viewer of the channel, you'll remember you would have seen him on our last Mabua trip. It's good to be traveling with him again. I'll obviously link to his channel below. It seems we've come full circle because at the back here, we've got a Conqueror Companion.
Oh. The last time we had a Conqueror behind us was on our Mabua trip, but we pretty much broke the Companion.
Yeah, let's hope less breakage this time. We are going to Botsalano, so it is not as rough, hopefully. But basically, we want to show you what's the differences with these new Companions compared to the ones, or the old ones. So we had one for a long time, so I'm looking forward to see what's been updated. It's probably still about a 3-hour drive. Then we'll stop for our customary coffee stop at Wimpy in the Zwartruggets.
Finally, we're off the beaten path. The city's noise fades behind us, replaced by the open air and endless possibilities. Just dirt beneath our wheels and the quiet promise of somewhere new. This is freedom, the kind you can only feel when you leave it all behind. The roads are slick beneath our tires, glistening in the soft light. The air, it's alive, carrying the rare scent of recent rain, of renewal. In a place usually wrapped in dust and silence, this moment feels like the earth itself is breathing again. We're also greeted at the gate with some familiar faces, Fred and Tatiana, who we met in Botswana. Check-in's done, we're rolling into Botsalano Game Reserve, every kilometre bringing that familiar thrill. We're heading to Larako Camp, our sanctuary in the wild. It's more than just a campsite, it's where the journey feels truly alive. What's immediately apparent with this new Companion, its setup is a lot easier than the previous models. We're set up in no time. Fred is very camera shy, but do check out their page Gravel and Salt on Instagram. While we make some coffee, let me show you around our new home for the next few days.
The kitchen design pretty much remains unchanged, which we like. This is a really great functional area. Everything is accessible, you have lots of working surfaces, but there's a few new additions as well.
As with previous models, there's lots of packing space and fold-down working surfaces. A new addition is the coffee bar, very handy extra space. The kitchen slides out from the side to reveal a 90-litre fridge, 2-burner gas hob and more storage. You also have 2 basins and hot water on tap. We really like the layout of our old Companion and we're happy to see that it's still the same but with some new touches.
One of the biggest updates compared to our old Companion is the awning. This one has the Insta-Awn on, which covers your entire kitchen area as well as the back.
The old L-shaped awning had great coverage, but it was a bit of a mission to set up, if I'm honest. The new Insta-Awn has as much cover, but it's a breeze to set up.
A big departure from the previous model is the door. This has been completely redesigned and we definitely like this. It still gives you the same accessibility, but the door is a lot easier to open and close from the inside.
As with previous models, the door closes you off from the elements and critters, but it's a lot easier to open and close from the inside.
This Companion X also has the shower cubicle on. We obviously like the shower cubicles. This one folds out from the spare wheel bracket, which is very handy.
This would otherwise be dead space, so it's the perfect place to mount it. It's really easy to set up and we like the integrated design. You also have hot water on tap here as well as a handy basin.
The Companion has 160 litres water on board and it's got this DeWalt hot water boiler.
We've come to know and love these DeWalt propane boilers. The nose cone houses 2 5-kilogram propane bottles.
The Companion also has a lot of storage space, both on the sides here with some ammo boxes and compartments all over the trailer. Another big change to the Companion is the front. This used to have a bulkhead that made it kind of difficult to get into the front bed. They've now removed this, but that had to obviously change the whole design, how the front bed opens. In the past, we used to only open the side bed because we are a couple, we didn't need the front one. On this one, however, you do have to open the front bed as well. You don't need to open the side if you don't want, but the front one has to open. This allows for a nice wide, big open space inside, and you don't have to contend with the bulkhead anymore. The side bed still opens from the side of the trailer, but the entire mechanism's been redesigned to allow for fairly easy setup. You'll see on the inside of the Companion X, it's a lot more spacious in here.
You have 2 comfortable double beds in here, perfect for a family. There's also lots of great storage inside as well.
The Companion X comes standard with 2 deep cycle batteries, an AC to DC and DC to DC charger. You can upgrade that obviously to lithium batteries, as well as solar charge controllers, inverters. There's enough space to accommodate that, plus the standard control board's actually quite nice. I think a significant upgrade on the Companion X is the suspension. This has a longer drawbar. It's got tough dark shocks, the coils have been upgraded, and you can see the geometry has been changed as well. There's an independent suspension. This feels a lot more stable. There's not as much sway as on the previous model. Really nice to tow. So who is this Companion X for? This sleeps 4 comfortably, so I think it's well suited for families that want to go off the beaten track. This is an off-road caravan after all. But I think it works particularly well if you want to stay in one place for longer. You can just set this up and you can do drives in and out, so works well for that. It's a little chilly this morning. I suppose it is time for winter, being April. And we've had lots of late rain this year. We're not complaining about that. Yeah, had a good stay in Botsalano as ever. I think this is a highly underrated place. It's only 4 campsites, so it's usually fairly quiet. Even when it's booked, you hardly ever see other people. It was good having the new Companion. I actually quite like it. It's I think there's a lot of improvements from the previous one. And again, like I mentioned, if you're staying in one place for a long time, it's quite a nice place to come home to. I think we heard some buffalo last night, so we're out looking for them and obviously show you if we find them.
Botsalano is around 5,500 hectares and has around 2,000 head of mostly plains game.
This is Century Hill, as the name protests. It is on a hill, so there's a little bit of a view, but I think this is probably the smallest or second smallest campsite of the lot. You'll struggle getting an off-road caravan in here. You might be able to park it outside here. It is fairly small, but it is nice in its own right.
Nice little campsite, and incidentally, Century Hill was the inspiration for our logo.
This is Lechora. It's also a pretty nice campsite. You'd probably get in 2 trailers or caravan here. It's a little bit easier than Century Hill. It's nice and flat. You've got grassland surrounding you, and you've got 2 trees here for shade, so I actually like this campsite as well. So looking at all these campsites, one thing is fairly common. I think the bathrooms need some work. This is obviously a northwest park, so it doesn't have a lot of funds for that, and they don't actually charge a lot, admittedly, for these campsites as well. So what do you think of a GoFundMe project where we raise some funds and we get a plumber from either Mafeking or Zerist just to come and do these, can fix up these 3 toilets? I think that'll go a long way. Let me know in the comments what you think. So Kenneth, for those that don't know, congratulations on a beautiful daughter. She's how old now?
Thank you very much. She's 3 months old now. About turning 4 months old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many times have you gone camping?
This is our 2nd trip.
Okay, and how's that going?
So we've been learning a lot lately. We tried our initial setup where we just have the rooftop tent, and we learned a lot there. but we did make a massive change for our more longer trips. And yeah, this is now our first weekend testing that out, and yeah, very, very nice. Still learned a lot, still need a few more things, but definitely we are definitely becoming better at handling the newborn phase with camping.
Yeah. And you've bought a caravan, right?
Yes.
So maybe talk us through why a caravan.
So we actually bought it before we had the baby, because me and my wife, we had a conversation and we just realized from the start already that our long trips are going to be very difficult with our current setup. Because it's a newborn baby, getting up and down the ladder every night for 10-day trips and stuff, it's just not really like a viable option at the moment. The second thing that we knew was going to bug us is the bath situation, and we don't want to bath the baby outside. And I think the other thing that we also just knew before we had the baby is that setup that we had, the initial one with the rooftop tent, it's amazing. We're still definitely going to use it, but that's, you sleep inside and you live outside.
Yep.
So with a newborn, a thing that we just want to combat as much as we can is mosquitoes. So for that, we thought like we need something where we can go inside during the day, not just at night, and keep the insects away. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it sort of isolates you from the outside, both, and people on the outside from sound point of view and weather and all of that, right? It's great to have that inside living space.
I must say, this is not only week or like our second time, but that was one of my anxiety points is, you know, the baby can start crying anytime. It is a newborn thing. But if you go to a busy campsite, it does put like a little bit of anxiety in you as a parent. So that enclosed space does make it feel a little bit safer. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. So what would you say, what would be your advice for somebody that's expecting or they're thinking about kids and they're dreading, you know, how are we going to go camping with these kids or babies especially?
First off, I think I would say you just start as soon as you can, because I don't think it's going to get easier. If you wait longer, you're going to make up stories of why it's more difficult. So I think just start going. And I don't think if you have a setup that you don't think it's going to work, that there's many places where you can go for one night, test it out. You can even go to places and test it out in the afternoon, and if you see it's not working, go home and then reassess your situation. But I wouldn't let the newborn stop you from getting out there.
100%. I think we spoiled for choice in both campsites that's close to home and then different types of setups that give you that inside living space, right? So it shouldn't stop you, is that what you say?
Yeah, so there's always a lot of the times we have conversations where we say you know, are we really camping anymore? Because now this caravan has an aircon in, and we have so many luxuries. We're actually taking a hotel to the bush already. But I don't think you don't need all these things, but there's just a few things with a baby that each parent is going to individually have I don't want to say a problem with, but let's say for us, mosquitoes and malaria is a thing that we are concerned about. So it's a big issue for us, where somebody else might not feel the same way, but they have you know, the ladder is the issue. A lot of people have asked me how do we get the baby up and down the ladder? And it's not undoable. Yeah. I must say, Alucab's ladder with the steps, it makes it easier, but I don't know, I think just test it out. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you and congrats again and happy camping.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I think there's many options available to families to still get out here, especially if you've got a new one. Don't despair, you can still get out here. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. You'll find many more review videos like this. We also look at different campsites as well as our adventures. Until next time, get out there.